Imagine a world where almost every human disappears. No cities, no history, no future. Around 50,000 years ago, the entire human population may have dropped to only a few thousand survivors. If just a handful more had died, civilization might never have existed. This is the story of the moment humanity came terrifyingly close to extinction. The planet looked very different. It was the middle of the Pleistocene epoch, an age of brutal cold, shifting climates, and gigantic animals. Vast ice sheets covered much of the northern continents, winds carried dust across endless grasslands, and survival was never guaranteed. Small bands of humans walked across harsh landscapes, hunting, gathering, and adapting. They were not farmers, they had no cities, they were simply trying to survive another day. But something strange was happening to our species. Genetic evidence suggests that the total number of humans on Earth may have dropped to only a few thousand individuals. Humanity had become dangerously rare. Scientists studying human DNA discovered a powerful clue hidden inside our genes. When populations shrink dramatically, genetic diversity collapses. Future generations inherit only a small portion of the original genetic variation. And when researchers examined the genetic diversity of modern humans, they found something shocking. It was far lower than expected. This meant our ancestors passed through what scientists call a population bottleneck, a moment when the number of surviving humans became extremely small. Some estimates suggest there may have been fewer than 10,000 humans alive across the entire planet. To understand how small that number is, imagine every human alive today, billions of people, replaced by a population that could barely fill a single stadium. Humanity had nearly vanished. The Ice Age world was ruthless. Temperatures dropped, ice advanced, rain patterns changed, entire ecosystems shifted across continents. In Africa, forests turned into dry grasslands. In Eurasia, brutal winters froze the land. Food became unpredictable. Animals migrated or disappeared. Rivers dried up. Droughts struck suddenly. And early humans had no safety nets. Every hunt was dangerous. Every winter was a test of survival. Yet humans were not alone on Earth. They shared the planet with other human species. One of them was Homo neanderthalensis, powerful hunters who thrived in Ice Age Europe. Another was Homo erectus, an older human species that had already spread across much of Asia. Our ancestors, Homo sapiens, were just one branch of a complex human family tree, and at one point it seemed possible that our branch might disappear entirely. So, why didn't we go extinct? The answer lies in a set of remarkable survival advantages. First, intelligence. Early humans were developing better tools, sharper stone blades, improved hunting strategies, and coordinated group behavior. Second, communication. Language may have begun evolving into a more complex system, allowing humans to share knowledge, plan hunts, and warn each other of danger. Third, adaptability. Humans could survive in forests, deserts, tundra, and coastlines. They were not specialized for one environment. They could adjust to many. And perhaps most importantly, humans learned to control one powerful force: fire. Fire meant warmth in freezing climates, protection from predators, cooked food that provided more energy. Fire turned hostile environments into survivable ones. But here is the astonishing twist. Instead of disappearing, humans began doing the opposite. They started spreading across the planet. Around 50,000 years ago, human migration accelerated dramatically. Small groups began moving into new territories, across Asia, into Europe, and eventually toward Australia. Wherever they went, they carried tools, knowledge, and culture. Within thousands of years, humans would become the most adaptable species on Earth. Meanwhile, many other human species began to vanish. The powerful Homo neanderthalensis disappeared roughly 40,000 years ago. The long-surviving Homo erectus faded away as well. By the end of the Ice Age, only one human species remained: us. And the genetic bottleneck left a permanent mark. Because so few humans survived that dangerous period, modern humans today share an extraordinary amount of genetic similarity. In fact, humans across the entire planet are more genetically alike than many other animal species living in much smaller regions. Every person alive today carries the genetic legacy of those few thousand survivors. Their survival became our existence. 50,000 years ago, humanity stood at the edge of extinction. The world was colder, harder, far less forgiving, but a small population endured. They adapted, they learned, they survived. From those few survivors came every culture, every civilization, every invention, every story. Every human alive today can trace their ancestry back to that fragile moment when our species almost disappeared. History could have ended before it even began, but against the odds, humanity survived.